We're in Lanzarote! We are back in Lanzarote and it is our second camp of the year, and this time Lola got to come with us. So Lola flew with Pet Air UK. She had her very own VIP crate and she actually got to fly with us to Lanzarote, and we collected her at the cargo place when we got here. So really nice to actually have our dog here in Lanzarote. And she was a big, brave girl to make the trip out here. So we're obviously staying at Club La Santa. All animal lovers, I'm sorry to say, pets cannot stay at Club La Santa. So Lola is not at Club La Santa. She is staying with my sister on the island in a house. So you may see her on the island, but you won't see her running laps on the track at Club La Santa. Sorry to disappoint. So we're settling back into life in Lanzarote. We're on a bit of a recovery week this week. We've had a really big block leading up to coming here. So this week's just been about kind of unpacking and settling back into training out in Lanzarote, which obviously no complaints. It's much nicer than the weather back home. And we've been unpacking various bits and bobs. And just kind of getting back in the swing of things really. So obviously we have Lola here, which is nice. It means we have a little bit of a distraction, but way less distractions than we would at home. So we can really kick on with our training, and as of next week we go into our next really big block and training phase leading into race season, which is fast approaching. So yeah, we're trying not to do too much this week, so we're a bit fresher to really get to work as of next week. So during this next block, we will start to really ramp up our swimming. As of January, I didn't really swim much. I think I've actually probably, in the last week, nearly swam more meters than I did for the whole of January. So we're really going to start to ramp up that swim volume and start bringing in the speed that we need, so that when I'm racing, I am that out front swimmer and I can use that to my advantage. Obviously, it's super easy to swim here in Lanzarote because I've got the sun on my back, and it's just way nicer to be swimming outdoors in a 50-metre pool with a lane to myself every single day. It definitely beats trying to do it back home in the dark, early, gloomy morning. So yeah, no complaints there.
Es difícil disimular lo que pasa por mi mente cuando te tengo de frente, yeah. Esas ganas de tocar ese cuerpo lentamente, divertirnos malamente con tu piel. Baila hasta que la noche se acabe, bailamos salsa y reggaetón. Eres hermosa y a tu cuerpo lo sabe, que bailas con esa pasión. Si lo haces como eso lo mueves, yo me imagino eso.
So we did a session in the pool. We were using the lactate tester to have a look at what our blood lactate levels were on a set of 10 400s. All of these were roughly at what we would consider to be race pace, and just getting a feel of what pace that would be for this time of year and what the blood lactate levels are looking like. Yeah, we were going off of a 6-minute turnaround. Both of us were hitting roughly 5 minutes, 5:05, and blood lactate levels were really low. So we didn't actually work hard enough on that. I think we were around, or we was below blood lactate of 2. So yeah, we needed to go a little bit quicker. But that's fine, that's good. We'll look at that again next time that we swim and we'll improve on that.
Chica, sé que tú tienes la clave, baila conmigo esta canción.
You will obviously see that I've pretty much ditched the road bike. I will be using it a little bit, but I'm basically back full-time on the TT bike now. Obviously, as the race season approaches, it's more important to do my training actually in the position that I'm going to be racing in, trying to do as much time in the bars as possible when I'm climbing, when I'm descending, even in the crosswinds, just getting used to being in that position, getting as comfortable as possible, and obviously working the slightly different muscles that work in there. I will also take my road bike out just to mix it up a little bit, but mostly now it is all TT work, head down and just hammering as hard as I can, no joking. It's just, yeah, about getting the body used to being back in the tri-bars. Obviously you won't see me racing on a road bike, so yeah, it's all about getting nice and comfortable in those bars. We can do some quite fast descending here, some pretty good climbing as well, so yep, the majority of the time I'll try and be in the bars. We are going to go up to Mirador, so that is about 100k loop, so nice easy day.
And then finish lunchtime, right?
Then a brick run, then lunch, a swim, actually might be a dog walk in between, so fun day.
We were both feeling quite good, so we went on our TT bikes. We spent as much time as possible in the aero positions, not always easy to do in Lanzarote with the wind, but yeah, it was a really good ride. And then we finished it off with a brick run in the gym at Club La Santa and a little bit of core work in the evening.
Obviously Reece and I are based over at Club La Santa. The majority of the time that we're at Club La Santa, we do our kind of normal run routes, which is around the La Santa Lagoon or running in the treadmill in the gym. We've been starting to discover some new trail runs, so obviously we've never really explored, which I think is kind of a swimmer thing. We're used to just swimming up and down in the same pool, so we've kind of known certain run routes and never really ventured out from them. But obviously we have a house where Lola is, so we've been exploring the trails over there. But also we kind of found a trail right next to Club La Santa that somehow we've never ever seen before. So I'm sure we're going to kind of go a little bit further and try and explore that. I think when I'm at home, we've obviously got an amazing forest. So Reece and I do a lot of our runs on the trails. So we're definitely going to try and explore a few more of the trails here and actually run outside. When I'm doing my key runs here, I do actually prefer to just hit the treadmill purely because it can be so windy here and the terrain can be very up and down, so you can kind of get a little bit stale by just running outside because you're actually not going that quick. So if I want to try and run quick, then I normally will just hit the treadmill here, hook it up to Zwift and just do kind of, I'm able to switch off as well because I can just run, hit the pace and do the session, so it's just a little bit easier. Some people find it boring, but I actually kind of enjoy it in a weird way. So even though we're starting to kind of ramp up towards the race season, we will still do quite a lot of strength work. We try and keep that going as best we can. It obviously does start to get quite difficult when you're really ramping up the swim bike run, but to try and avoid any niggles or any injuries and just stay as strong as possible, we do try and keep the strength work going. Obviously we're really lucky, Club La Santa has an amazing gym facility and it also has the CrossFit outside area, so you can actually lift in the sun, which is a nice luxury. So yeah, we try and mix up between using the two, doing some Olympic lifting and then just some smaller movements to really kind of prehab anything that we feel is a weakness. Over the winter we would have done a lot of that, and now we're just trying to keep that going as well within our training. It can be hard, like I said, but we try where possible just to try and keep that going throughout the year.
me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Yeah. Go and play that. Take you down, I'ma say that. Mine need me a couple dollars. Telling you now this payback. So I take that. Ask them now what stage at. I've been going to the top and I got what they not, so I know that they hate that. But I'm on now. All these lanes gonna zone out. And all these lanes gonna tell you what I did, and they twist and they worse till I fall out. But I know that, so I keep what I'm doing cause I own that. And I stay in the lab and I kill everything, but I don't ever move, I'm a Kodak. So I'm gone, finally back in my home. I'm working like so much, they swear I had me a clone. Can't answer my phone now, just leave it there, that tone. Ballin' can't beat me up cause I'm back in my zone now. Cause I'm back in my zone now.
We have a lot of experience with lifting weights and strength and conditioning. We used to have to do a lot of that, so we have carried that through into our Ironman training, and we tend to focus on the strength rep range. We get a lot of our strength in muscular endurance from being out on the bike, going up hills, etc. So when we're in the gym, we're looking at lifting heavy, explosive, and building maximal strength. And then we finished it off with just a nice easy run around the lagoon. Pretty much a cool down, to be honest, but we like to do our run sessions after a weight session. Always feels quite horrible at the beginning, but it's a good way of flushing out the legs. Trying to throw in a few little hills as well along the way there, just to reinforce that strength work that we've been doing in the gym.
So thanks for watching. That's a little bit of an update of where training is happening at the moment out here in Lanzarote. If you enjoyed this video, then you might like our previous video, which was lab testing. So if you'd like to watch that, then click here. And if you haven't already, then make sure you subscribe to our channel for loads more cool content. And to subscribe, just click here.